All right, here we are with Exalted versus World of Darkness, City of the Bull God, Season 2, Episode 11. It is July 2022, and today we have...
Brendan as the storyteller.
Peter as Sir Raja Star, the Celestial Censor, as Solar Twilight.
Devon as End of Sadness of the Infernal Exalted.
Aldrin as Layla Church of the Infernal Exalted.
And Sam as Rowan of the Gatimians.
All right, gang, as we are approaching the end goal of this game, as you guys are approaching the Bull God, if you all could give me a very quick or succinct, or I know we had a lot of things happen last session, so, give the listeners a quick recap of what happened last session.
SpongeBob took like 40 benzos. That's my recap.
Betrayal on Mars.
Oh yeah, we lost access to the Mars base.
Yeah.
Peter is a royal in exile.
Something attacked Mars, and the stars shuttled Rigel back to Earth just as the gates all closed and maybe broke. End of Sadness is back and high off of their ass.
He has discovered that hell is not as the heaven as he imagined, or something to that effect.
Layla found out that Millie's playing for another team that she wasn't really paying attention to the existence of until now, and was pledged to do something about that.
It wasn't that subtle if you watched Sailor Moon and knew about Uranus.
Rowan took way too long to discover that things were going on.
Oh yeah, you met another Gatimian in the Cataract.
Yeah, you did.
You talked about an alternate world where the Order of Hermes is the brutal fascist mega organization and the Technocracy are just the little baby boys.
Yeah, and I gave him limit pretty much every time I talked to him.
Yeah, pretty much.
I love that the takeaway is not that, it's an opposite world where the Order of Hermes is the bad guy. It's like, no, that's what would have happened if the Order of Hermes won. They would have sucked. They're mages.
Yeah, I mean, any tradition that went... Listen, as a mage fan, as someone who has run mage multiple times and who has enjoyed mage mostly from a not actually paying attention to the rules standpoint, that is absolutely what would happen the moment that any tradition wins the Ascension War.
Mm-hmm. Look, I'm a mage fan too, even though I don't hang out with the community, or play the game, or read the books. But...
Right?
Go on.
Well, that's it. That's the joke.
Oh, okay.
A universe where nobody knocked the arrogance out of the Order of Hermes.
Yeah.
And it just got to keep doing its thing.
So yeah, Millie is working for Mithras, and we got a little bit of background on Mithras. Mars got cut off in a first strike maneuver to try and get ready for, the big whatever's going down.
Well,
Rowan
in fairness,
in the Cataract, and End of Sadness. Well, the Viator of Null Space had a conversation with Xavier about stuff. About Mithras and how Mithras is like kicking ass and taking names.
Mm-hmm. Now, in fairness, referring to the to the Mars thing, in canon, Doistep does fall, so I figured it had to happen at some point.
Not my canon.
Truck, not monkey.
Listen, may as well be someone who's close to you so you guys can take revenge on it for why that it falls. And hey, if you guys fix it quick enough, maybe it doesn't fall. But right now it is super cut off.
Should have metagame with Helen like, wait, Teddy, he's the traitor. Let's, grab him right now and stop him from whatever he's doing. Why did we even let him here?
You telling me that? I want to believe there's an Order of Hermes mage or an independent. There's independents, right? Like the Sons of Ether.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that the independents in Mage are either called Hollow Ones, or they're the different crafts, or there's so many different bullshits with Mage.
I've
But
already
yeah,
lost interest. Thanks, Mage. But one of the independents had to be like, none of you fuckers had like fate reading powers or time reading powers. Not one of y'all was checking for this.
none of them are party mages.
The big nerd that rules Doisetep didn't have the foresight.
Right? What a prick. They should dethrone that guy.
They should. He's a big nerd who has the biggest, nerdiest portrait in all of World of Darkness.
I fucking love Porthos's.
I am the Grand Wizard.
Dethroning him would involve.
We don't
teaching
use
him-
that title anymore.
Do not use that title.
The white dragon rises again.
You retired that one.
Oh, I
Thanks,
got a
wizards.
Peacemaker.
Right? That about sums it up.
And then I believe that End of Sadness sent a cyber demon to talk to Rigel, and about how you guys are going to go dethrone God or something. I believe that that's where we
The
ended.
conversation essentially opened with the Viator asking Rigel if he wanted to win the fucking Ascension War, and Rigel, not being a fool, said yes.
We can technically book it out to Doisetep to back them up, even if the portals are down, but it's tough.
How are you going to get there?
I mean, the portals are like just a good, here to there, point to point. But you can just head out into the Umbra and strike off in that direction on foot. It's just
Yeah, I
I
figured.
just
Rowan
need to
could
make
do
a
a...
long, dangerous journey.
Yeah, I could probably get there eventually.
that. Yeah.
You
Where
could
we-
probably
without
get there
The
eventually.
guidance of, say, a spirit, say a highly mobile spirit of wisdom that can fly, you'd be very likely to get lost before actually finding the path there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't have anything like a
The
flying
owls.
spirit of wisdom to guide us.
Too bad we can't do anything like that. It's
I
just
know you
such
haven't
a
watched
shame.
Twin Peaks, because you should know the owls are not what they seem.
You should know that the owls are not what they seem.
The owls are not what they seem.
I should make a gadget to teleport us to Mars. And there.
Yeah, do it. We're gonna need those jabronis.
For the foreseeable future, we are cut off from Mars.
For the foreseeable future, until things start happening in game, you are cut off from Mars.
My fucking wand that can teleport me anywhere across the world in Umbra or whatever is out of charge.
The dog ate it.
The dog ate all of them.
Peter woke
sorry.
up, saw the patch notes, and was like, "Oh darn."
My paradox ate it.
No. Negarowan came in and went, "Oh, these look very fragile," and then dropped them and went, "Oops."
Oh no, I can turn out like 2 of them a day.
That's not in the rules anymore. We're working off of different rules.
No. The game got patched for literally you.
This game got patched mid-season. Warlocks were overpowered.
Don't worry, we have this other, artifact that's sitting there in the closet. So we use it, time travel or whatever.
No, you need a Baskin Robbins for that.
Yeah, we'll just time travel back in time, hang out on the moon of Phobos or Deimos, sleeping, wait until Doisetep to get cut off, then uncut off it, and then come back. Easy peasy, lemon sneezy.
So anyway.
Something we
So
can do.
anyway.
So who's taking the initiative?
So where are we starting off? Because I feel like that we left off on Rigel getting called to go somewhere. And I feel like that Devin had a plan of where to go from there. And I'm a little like, let's see where this goes. Because I've got NPCs ready.
All right, if
Not necessarily scenes.
no one's got a thing, then the last thing we did was Rigel and the Viator made a deal. So I don't know. It's probably gonna take like a day or two for that for the effects of that to start being fully felt. Yeah, I don't know. None of you guys have like magic detection. You're not gonna know anything's wrong. Does anyone else want to do their own thing before we cut to what End of Sadness is doing?
Layla is at this point probably going to, once she's able to get loose from her crew, probably going to head down toward the Gamma Cave and try and figure out what the fuck is going on with End of Sadness.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's probably good
Which
to
I
check in
believe
on
at
End of
that point
Sadness.
you're out of reality right now, right?
Oh, I'm absolutely back on Earth. I'm here. I'm doing things now. I'm taking actions.
I thought you did the 5-day zap out. Okay, yeah, timeline.
Nope, the Viter of Null Space was here on Earth in the Gamma Cave. The Gamma Cave has been rebuilt and changed. This all was this is the end of the session, so it might be the thing you guys remember the least.
Yeah, it was. We basically did End of Sadness coming in and out of reality as little vignettes throughout
Stitched
the
in between
the
your story.
downtime. Yeah, kind of stitching it all together.
Fair enough.
So, am I hearing Gamma Cave as the scene here?
Just a quick question. I do have Destiny Fouling Gesture, which basically makes me attuned to Destiny, and I assume everything has gone wrong everywhere, right?
Things are very much beginning to go wrong everywhere. Does it do anything specific that I should be aware of?
It lets me detect any changes to Destiny. I usually can just cancel it outright, but not if it's done by Sidereal or Gatimian or some super high-powered
Probably
creature.
that's like if mages use time or fate, or Sidereals do some shenanigans to alter it. That's probably what she's detecting.
Yeah.
Maybe Millie or someone's doing that.
Yeah, it's for countering other specific
Oh,
powers.
you know what? It specifically says a demon wielding lore of patterns.
Mm-hmm.
Give me just a moment to pull up a certain someone's character sheet.
Okay.
Yep, good old lore of patterns.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if that Mithras actually has lore patterns or not.
Worth noting, the demon lores were written in a weekend, so they're mostly bad. So if you feel like amending them to make more sense or be more useful, I'm not going to object.
That's fair. That is totally fair. Where did I put
Not
it?
to shit on the author who did that on the off chance.
In a
person
weekend.
was listening, yeah. No, I mean I know that was it. So for anyone listening, the reason the lores and the powers in Demon the Fallen are really of uneven quality and fucked up is that, in my understanding, the author who was on that project had a medical emergency and had to bow out at basically the last minute. So they had to bring in a replacement author to do a huge chunk of the systems on that book. Essentially, a huge chunk of that book was written of the systems for that book were written in about a week from scratch, just before the final deadlines where they had to publish, or Borders was going to be like, okay, well, if you stiff us on another, on another deadline for a release, we're just going to stop carrying your products.
Oof.
So it's so that is why the powers in Demon the Fallen are fucked up. Is they were an emergency replacement job with not enough time for testing or anything, but basically just rushing the first draft into print.
Well,
because distribution chains suck.
I will let you know right now. There, at least from the Mithras side of things, since you do have that power, you are not detecting any kind of manipulation of destiny in this case.
Okay.
But since you do specifically have that power, and I feel like that you having something that looks into people's destinies, I feel like that you would probably, if you want to give me a perception and
occult.
Yeah, let's go with the cult roll. I think that's the one that you roll for that anyway. Roll. I will give you a little bit of information.
Okay. I was just trying to have an excuse for Rowan to go running down into the Gamma Cave, honestly.
You guys can just visit your friends,
I don't think you're there. You're supposed to be in hell.
And just bring a keg or some water or a board game.
I will let you know that you're not going to get the option to cancel it out because it's not actually
yes, don't worry.
An effect. But you will get some information. Obviously, difficulty 6, since that's what the charm says.
Okay, that's 5 successes.
Okay. With 5 successes, How do you think that Rowan sees people's destinies?
It's definitely much more of a feeling in behind the ear, just kind of a ringing headache almost. Like things
Okay.
are going to happen and he knows what it's going to be, but he doesn't clearly understand why, obviously.
Okay. There's a sense of weirdness going on. There's a sense behind the ears or at the back of your head, or maybe even the small hairs on the back of your neck standing up. When you look at people on the streets of London, they are moving about in a way that is patterned and organized, as anyone moving about on a city street would be. But you have this feeling of chaos coming, that no one knows what's going to be coming. And every now and again, a lot more often than you would like to admit, there are people that pass you by who strike you as on a path, like they know their own destiny. If you could give me a perception and awareness versus difficulty 7.
Okay, perception awareness.
Yes, and I would be willing to lower that if you have any charms that detect either other supernaturals or specifically the undead.
No, this is actually something I'm not very good at the moment. Not in a good what you call it? Alchemy. Okay, it's difficulty 7, you said?
Yes.
Just one success.
Just one success. Okay. With one success, it's hard to focus in on that feeling. You know that it's there, and you know that there are some people who have a good sense of where that they're going. The people that you see who have a good sense of where they're going move about with confidence and have... It's hard to tell, but you could swear that they have longer limbs than usual. Or maybe they're taller than average, or their faces are more angular. There's something off about a good chunk of people on the street.
Okay. That would probably get Rowan heading to either Rigel's place or the Gamma Cave, depending on which one you want me to arrive at. So there we go. Got that solved. Excellent.
Okay.
Guys, we're on a Brian
probably the
Lumley
Gamma Cave.
story.
Guys, things are weird again. You know about this stuff.
So, we go back to the Gamma Cave. Unless, of course, anyone else has anything to do on the way there. We've all been here a couple times. But it
changed.
sounds like that... I was going to say, it sounds like
good.
it's changed.
Yeah. So to get you guys back up to speed, just from the last session, the Gamma Cave used to be like an underground, like bomb shelter and tunnels and stuff from like the World Wars in London, like under the sewers and shit. And it was being turned into a nice place to live with like lighting and internet and power and cabling being run by smart rat demons and stuff. Like it was being turned into a place. It's not a place anymore. It's been cored out and tunneled. Now, as you go deeper and deeper into the sewers to get to where the Gamma Cave should have like started, there's like this transitional, almost Exalted border marsh-esque system where it starts being like underground tunnels and stone and starts becoming exactly what the Hell of Null space felt like. Girders and steel and machinery growing out of the ground and around you, and you're ensconced inside some sort of big machine. At the center of the Gamma Cave, where End of Sadness usually lived, on top of the Dragon's Nest, it looks like a giant reactor core. Like, it's a room that's cylindrical, but the ceiling's low, and there's like an hourglass shaped, like, structure in the middle, and it's all bent inward with mirrored surfaces to reflect radiation and power. There are rods, like giant metal rods coming out of the ceiling and the floor, and they're spewing water everywhere that's turning into steam. It looks like a nightmare. It looks like a nightmare. And it's full of Bakemono. It's full of Formori. Like my cultists, they're back. They're here.
And they're
look
not
different.
right.
They're different now. They don't look like people who just had limbs and stuff replaced. They look like full-on Metal Gear Rising Revengeance cyborgs at this point. There's animals down here and drones. As you're walking through, you see them. There's like rat-shaped like Boston Dynamic drones that look like they were made in no factory on the planet because my hell has advanced technology and production facilities. These people are arming themselves, by the way, Rowan and Layla, as you're coming down. Like they have like, basic weapons like guns and knives and swords and stuff, but they don't look like they were made or bought here on Earth. They look like they were manufactured somewhere else. They're not magic or anything. They're just different, alien looking. And everyone bows when you walk in, every single one of them. They all get on their hands and knees and touch their forehead to the ground in your presence.
How do you all react to that?
Layla fishes out her cell phone and dials Rigel up.
Rowan turns around, thinking there's someone important behind him.
Oh no.
Wait, Holden, real quick, did you just say that Layla takes out her cell phone and dials Rigel up?
Yeah, he needs to get down here.
Isn't Rigel already here?
I thought it was just being Sam.
This is later.
Oh.
We've gone to later. Rigel's left. He's not here anymore. We had a conversation and he left, unless he wants to be here and came up to check on in. But End of Sadness ain't here. All these people are leaving. Like they're packing up supplies and materiel and like onto like mule robots, and they're going topside. You could talk to them, ask them where they're going.
Yeah, that's Rowan's job. I'm calling him the smart guy. This is above our pay grade.
Hello.
Oh, hey. Oh, sorry.
Let's talk to somebody. Hey, what are you doing?
End of Sadness appears to have built a nuclear reactor or something under London and a mutant cyborg army.
I am concerned. There's something very weird going outside, and last time something very weird outside it was End of Sadness. I am concerned. Do we have to kill End of Sadness? That would be very bad.
No, he seems to be back with a vengeance for everything. Not against, us, just Mithras, it seems.
Okay.
You might want to get down here. This is...
Yes, my lord. The person you said you to.
Oh, got it. They'll go first.
I'm just talking to Rigel. Fuck it, Layla just basically tells Rigel to get his ass down to the Gamma Cave. Shit has gotten weird.
The people there, as Devin has described, are bowing to you all. Devin, stop me if that I'm stepping on any of your cultist feet here, but I feel like that considering that they consider the rest of these Exalted here part of End of Sadness's pantheon, they are probably paying the utmost respect to the point where that they are offering drinks, offering amenities, any kind of comfort that these two would require.
We've moved past that phase. They're part of the pantheon, and they're kind of untouchable people at this point. So it's more like deferred respect and bowing and giving them whatever they want and letting them move on, because we've moved past us all being buds smoking pot. They left the afterlife for this. Okay, they're here on work.
Oh, I meant more that, like, they see these two come into the Gamma Cave and they're like, absolute deference.
The reverence and deference has gone beyond, like, we're friends to you are literally part of our religion, and our religion turned out to be true. Like, 100% our
Yeah.
religion was true. These are the people. These are the other gods that our god is a part of.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I was understanding what you were putting down.
So basically, we're a little bit. Would you offer a Fanta to an angel of the Lord if it showed
Exactly.
like, blazing with
Listen.
light and a halo in your living
Would
room?
you like to
Listen.
take a Fanta this trying
Listen.
times?
Does the angel of the Lord want a Fanta? Because if so, then yeah, I fucking would.
The angel of the
Basically-
Lord shows up in fucking Juggalo war paint, demanding
Right.
that they go.
Listen, if you ask for it, they will get it by whatever means necessary.
No, I don't want the Fanta. I want to know what's going on.
I will note for Rowan, who has that destiny sense, you are not. This is the first time since that you've been on the Greater London area that feeling isn't present.
Oh yeah, Oh yeah, right. What I did to this place, right?
It's just like the White Room. It's just like the White Place.
I wouldn't say that it's like that. I would say that it's more like there are so many other factors going on above London that down here, where that everything kind of knows where it's going and isn't being manipulated and is doing what they want, that feeling isn't present. And if that feeling had stayed while that you were out on the Greater London area, this is, I mean, besides also having a dragon's nest here, this is honestly a little bit of a relief for you.
All right. Okay.
The absence of noise.
Absence of voice.
Yeah, you can fast travel here. There are no enemies present.
Okay. So it doesn't feel like it's related, unless it's some strange thing. But this is bad. Something's going on. You. What are you arming for? What's all these
yes, my
weapons
lord.
for?
How can I help you?
Answer the question.
We are heading topside to continue to begin the campaign as our Lord has demanded. Wait, you haven't met up with them yet. Would you like the location so you can join them? They're waiting for you in the boardroom.
Yes.
The boardroom.
Okay. They put one of their fingers in the bottom of your phone and give you GPS coordinates.
All right. Well, let's go talk to End of Sadness. See what madness this is.
Brendan knows
Text
what GPS
Rigel with our
coordinates are.
new location we're heading toward.
Yeah.
Do you just follow the GPS coordinates, or do you look at where the end location is?
I mean, I'll look at the end location. How do you get someplace without looking at where you're going?
Okay, yeah, but
Pick up a rat phone.
But also, you could just pick up a rat
Take
phone, and
the
then the rat
next
phone could
flight.
squeak directions to you.
Take the next right.
I'm going to look at Google Maps, zoom out, see where it's going, and then head there.
In 500
It is-
meters, give me some cheese, bitch. That's what that says.
It is taking you to the London corporate headquarters of the Pentex Mega Corporation.
What are you doing there? Oh my god. What's going on? Okay. Okay. Let's go to the blasting mirror place.
Obviously, Rowan, you know that Pentex
that's
had a subsidiary that you used to work for called Labyrinth Architecture.
Yes.
So, do you all want it to be 20 Fenchurch Street? Because I feel like that's really appropriate.
I thought that's what you were setting up, I'll be honest.
I mean, if it is, it is.
Yeah. You know what? That place is evil enough. It should happen like a third and a fourth time.
What?
It's the
Oh
laser
god,
building.
that fucking thing.
Yeah, the laser building.
Ah,
Welcome
yeah.
to the Pentex headquarters.
Archimedes Death Ray.
I literally thought that's what you were setting up.
So this is the third time this has been referenced technically, because the first time we went there and fought some Nefandi. The second time it got referenced, it's actually part of the pentagram that the Nefandus set up.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. It makes sense to me.
And now End of Sadness has taken it over. So,
Yeah, the exterior of the building, when you eventually get to it, there's a lot of broken
Is it going to
windows.
be the fucking set of mayhem inside of there? Is that what we're walking
I
into?
don't know what mayhem is.
wait, do you mean Mayhem like the death metal band?
No.
Oh, okay.
The movie with what's his name?
Oh,
The guy from The Walking Dead, like Penny.
I don't know.
yeah.
Or Glenn.
No,
Glenn,
I know
Glenn
who you
from
meant.
The
Yeah,
Walking Dead.
yeah, the guy who played Glenn.
Glenn, yeah, Glenn.
I don't. File.
Oh, it's
It
actually
doesn't
pretty
matter.
good.
The outside of the building has a bunch of broken windows. There's concrete barriers everywhere, maybe some what looks like gun holes. And
Okay, so that's a yes.
So no emergency services either. Like there's no fire truck, no ambulance, no cops. There's no crowd. There's like a brief little area to like push people away and signs that a movie is being filmed. But other than that, the sounds coming from inside the building totally ignored.
The place is overrun with, well, the people who follow End of Sadness. Again, Rowan, as you step out onto the Greater London area, that charm kind of pings, and you can feel people being pulled away from here. But when you step inside of the building, it is calm, despite everything about this place.
Yeah, there's a lot of people nailed to the wall and a lot of human sacrifice that went on here. It's pretty bloody. There was a firefight.
It's rough. This place also
looks like hell. This also looks like End of Sadness as hell because I Barren Wasteland inflicted this place too.
Oh God.
As I
There
did
are black spiral dancers.
Yes, actually, there are. As you proceed further inwards, there are black spiral dancers throughout this whole facility. Some of them are crucified to the walls. Some of them are subservient to the cultists here. There's basically a private military force that has at some point turned in on itself and eventually going through here, you guys would make it to the boardroom where the last member of your Atrocity of Exalts is.
So, to set the scene a little more, the boardroom's table, whatever gauche piece of shit table from the Kids in the Hall brain candy is there, has been warped by Barren Wasteland fiction into this twisted slab sacrificial altar. There's a bunch of dead CEOs and a couple of live ones strung up around the area. And End of Sadness sits not the head of the table, just at the table. In a suit that, to best describe it, a lot of these bodies are missing parts of their suit, and I have craft charms, like perfect craft charms, so I made a suit out of everyone else's suit, and I used their blood to ink it in houndstooth. And End of Sadness is sitting at a chair, going over screens, talking to people, and there are like monitors everywhere, computer monitors all over the place, and they're all counting down to different things.
Real quick question for you, Devin, because you said you inked it in houndstooth. What exactly does that mean?
Look at houndstooth pattern, like the houndstooth pattern. Like if you Google houndstooth clothing pattern, that in human blood for the suit.
It kind of looks like a tiny checkerboard almost.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. It'll make you sick to look at it. Houndstooth clothing is real busy.
Oh, I mean, I'll be honest, I had no idea, but I was trying to pretend like the listeners had no idea as well. Wow. Yeah. That in blood, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's horrifying.
Their blood, not mine.
Oh.
So I'm assuming all these people did something to have this coming.
They always do. You're all here. Is Rigel here? Did Rigel come?
Yeah, Rigel comes.
Hey, Rigel. Perfect. Good. We're here for the meeting. Excellent.
So, first item of business, what the fuck?
Sure, absolutely. Any other items of business? Like, what? Do you got anything else for me before I start? What do you want?
Second item of business, are you still high off your tits, or are we actually gonna
Is this
High
end of
off my
sadness or is
chest.
this Viator?
This is the end of sadness. It's just the human being, cyberware and all now, because part of their head has been replaced. They have like the constellation of their caste symbol with like metal studs in their brain now. It's like a half shave mohawk. Looks great. I had a stylist do it. Yeah, I wasn't high off my tits, Layla, but let's talk about that. So this conversation is kind of just for you, Layla. Like, Rigel is obviously on board, and Rowan couldn't stop us. You're really the teacher here. So I have really no idea how to really begin this except by asking you some rhetorical questions. Is that okay? Is that all right, Layla?
Layla's eyes just narrow a little bit.
Cool. All right. Okay. So I figured out pretty much every problem I was having by figuring two numbers out. Two numbers that basically make my entire life what it is. That first number is 222, which is the full cycle of when I can be in my paradise before I get ripped back here and can go back. Yeah, turns out I can't stay in null space forever. I just get yanked right out. And I figured out why. If you care, I can explain. It doesn't matter. The point is I can't really do anything about it. I have to stay on Earth for half of my existence. About 220 hours, maybe 240 if I push it. So I'm trapped here on this miserable fucking rock. And I didn't want to be trapped here, Layla. I wanted to leave and not have to deal with this. But I can't not deal with this, so I'm here. So
Welcome back to the world.
yeah, thanks. And hey, yeah, I mean, you were right. You were fucking right when you were down there, right? This was a sideshow. It was small potatoes. It was nonsense. It didn't help anyone because the real world was here and was still going through stuff. So I'm here now, and I'm not doing a sideshow attraction anymore, right? That's what we all wanted, right? I'm not coming at you guys, by the way. I'm just devastated emotionally.
Yeah, I sort of picked up on that when you either done a mountain of cocaine or out of your fucking mind at our last meeting.
Yeah. So that other number I want to throw at you real fast, coming at you real quick, is it's 96. You know what 96 is important for, Mila? You know what 96 means?
Enlighten me.
It's about the time where the following happens: confused thinking, false beliefs, hallucinations, extreme emotional responses, changed behaviors, delusions. Do you know what those are? Those are the symptoms of sleep deprivation psychosis, Layla. I looked it up. Happens in about 96 hours.
So out of your fucking mind, then. Gotcha.
Yeah, you know what happens to a human being when they go 20,000 hours without sleep? Nobody fucking knows, because they die after about 220-ish. So, surprise, surprise, I get to my paradise, and the first thing I do is I fucking sleep, Layla. I just sleep. For the first time in a long time. I don't have any nightmares or problems. I just conk right out. And then, as soon as I close my eyes, I get kicked out into Earth. And then I go back, and I get kicked out again for 200-ish hours, when all that kicks in. What I'm saying is, Layla, is I was not high off anything. I think I just couldn't sleep. Because I'm rested now. I'm aware. Focused even.
So you are familiar with like the numbers 16 and 8, right?
I don't know what that means, Layla.
That's how long most people stay awake, and then they sleep, and then they do it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've seen me sleep. You were seeing me sleep for that whole year we were in the Hollow Earth. What happened every time I woke up?
A lot of screaming, mostly.
Yeah, I keep reliving a memory that's not mine, Layla. And apparently, even though that I can, take a bunch of gunshot wounds, break my arms, rip parts out of myself, replace them, do things to myself that no one else should survive, apparently sleeping is something that I eventually pick up leg on. So I come back here, and I realize that I'm going to need to sleep. And I dig deep, like I told you all I always would. It's how our powers work. You dig deep enough for your solutions, and I found a way to here. I found a way to let the Viator be in charge while I nap. So I did it, because I deserve that comfort.
And then, this is what
no.
while it was in charge.
Oh no, we're getting there, Layla. We're about to approach there. See, the Viator and Rigel made a deal where Rigel and his family are going to perform a coup on the Order of Hermes and take over as president for life forever. And the Viator and I decided to be their private military army for it. And the mages basically are going to fall in line and agree because they love Rigel. He makes more mages. Rowan couldn't stop this, but you could. So I'm going to give you the pitch, and I'm going to give it in the only way I know how to get a real response from you.
Layla at this point shoves a dead executive out of a chair and sits down in it.
I am a unstable war criminal with powers of hell that continuously do extreme, unpredictable things.
Pause, bookmark. Is that an actual nuclear reactor you built down the Gamma Cave, and do I need to get myself decontaminated?
Yes, no, but maybe Rowan does. I don't know if you're immune to radiation. We are.
I don't know that I'm immune to radiation.
Well, you've been hanging around me long enough that you haven't got sick yet, and I'm constantly giving off rads. My blood is radioactive, Layla. I replaced it with a small with a small fission breeder. My sweat is radioactive.
We'll file that under things that should have come up a while ago. Continue.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought you guys would have noticed. I was, again, not thinking clearly.
I don't really carry a Geiger counter around with me.
Yeah, right? So, where was I? War criminal. Right, yeah. So, I'm a big nightmare that constantly causes problems for you and does unpredictable things and changes people into robot monsters and animals. I make machines alive to do my bidding. And all of these counters up on the screen right here, Layla, are countdowns until I eventually break the firewalls and protection systems around the NATO-aligned nations that have nuclear weapons and get access to their launch platforms. Now, I don't want to launch them. That's not my intention. But we're going to do this Iron Man style. I give you the best pitch of what's going on here, and we'll let you go from there. So these are all alarming things I've just said to you, and I'm doing them. And I got to say, Layla, I don't feel a single bit of disquiet or guilt about it. I feel absolutely at peace now. I've completely woken up. I'm here in the room with you. I'm not somewhere else. I'm not looking forward to something that's never going to happen. I'm not in the past. I'm here. And everything I'm doing was the right action, more or less. And it's going to be good for people. So with that in mind, what I want is the thing everyone wants. I want there to be peace on Earth. I don't want there to be suffering. I don't want people to starve. And no, I don't want to do it by turning them into monsters. And you guys know that because anytime that I've had a chance to fix someone without turning into a monster, I've tried to take that route. I've done more with this power in 2 years to make people's lives better than I ever did in the 60 I was alive as a mortal. And I'm making things better.
Layla visibly blinks at that because Santis does not look
right
like a... Yeah, does not look like an elder.
Yeah. So I'm here to fix things. And I have a deal with Rigel where Rigel will be comfortable letting me continue to operate. Rowan, again, I'm not really trying to put you down, but you just can't intervene unless like you and Layla teamed up and took me out right here. So with all that, Layla, here's the thing. I want to make things better. I want to help people. I want to stop there being suffering on Earth because I honestly believe if there was no suffering on Earth, the gravity of human sorrow would not magnetize me to this place and I could go back to hell and just be at peace. My hell doesn't have suffering in it on the same scale the other ones do. It just doesn't. I've tried to add people to it that suck, like Gestures of this building. It's not going to do it. Not in the scale, not in a way that would be I would tolerate or want to have around my afterlife. So the suffering on Earth has to go. And that means Pentex has to go. Do you know what this place is? Do you have any idea what this fucking company is? I asked that goddamn werewolf and a bunch of vampires, and I ripped the information out of these people's minds. This is like some sort of super evil cartoon company bent on destroying the world. Not for profit, but because they literally worship the end of the world as a living thing that the werewolves fight. Like, they talk about it. They have a name for it. It has minions. Some of those minions worship me because I'm apparently the avatar of it. And that was a real great scam I pulled on them when I came in here and told them to worship me, right up until they started sacrificing their numbers down where my military force could wipe out the rest of them. But this place is just here. It's one of hundreds of thousands across this place. You got the vampires and the wizards and the actual billionaires and actual royalty all running around making things fucking awful. And your world is over. Your polar ice caps have melted. Your diseases are running rampant. The resources are gone. There is no great space race coming. There's no asteroid farming that's going to fix things. It's over for Earth. So these people have to go. And they all have to go. We're going to take them all out. We're going to remove suffering and misery from the planet. And Rigel's going to make a bunch of wizards and build an entire wizard army so that we can change... those fucking wizards lost this thing called a reality war or an ascension war, a thing that lets you control how the world operates. They lost it. So we're going to win it. We're going to win this ascension war. Again, forever, permanently. And we're going to reshape this place to be literally what I promised everyone the moment I took my second breath. An end. Not a pause, not tolerable so people can forget about it. An end. No more. But I don't want to go do this just so after we kill Mithras and get half the way there that you decide, all right, now's the time to kill me and get rid of me because I'm uncontrollable and whatever. I don't want that. I don't want to put all this effort in and hope. I don't want to hope that things are going to get better just to be inevitably betrayed at the end because I'm too dangerous to exist. So talk it out with those two. I'll hang out here. Figure out what you want to do with me. If you want to kill me, go for it. I'm pretty sure you could take me. I don't know. Probably a 50-50 split if you and I duked it out. But I'm leaning no more on your end, Layla. But I don't want to drag it out. I can't do the nervousness. I can't do the anxiety. I can't do the anticipation. As far as I understand, you people are the closest things I've ever had to friends since I got my last group of friends killed in the worst ways possible. By this company, by the way. Assholes.
Layla is just rubbing the bridge of her nose at this point with her eyes shut.
So it's you. I'm going to leave it to you. You're the one who complains and has the most problems with how I operate and seem the most afraid of me. So I'm going to trust your instincts on this, Layla. You make the call.
If I can interject here for just a moment while this decision is made, while the conversation with your companions needs to happen, while you are trying to decide the Paragon or Renegade option, while the conversation wheel opens, there are two things that I want to address. The first and most important to this scene is that, yes, I have already talked this over with Devin. If you all decide to end the sadness here, that is a completely valid choice, and I will have something for him to do during the finale. The second thing, just to really quick circle back onto the first, I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew that you weren't going to be screwing your friend over in game, you weren't going to screw him over from participating in the last game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just wanted to make it very clear that this is an actual option that you have. You're not screwing someone out of having fun.
It's not and you're a total asshole. This is legitimate because I don't care. I don't care about characters, guys. You can kill my character all day, every day. It doesn't matter to me. Doesn't tire my shoulder.
Devin has obligated to PvP.
Devin has obligated to have PvP on.
Yeah, like in Diablo 2.
The other thing about this, and I hate to harp on this, but End of Sadness has been very clearly gesturing at Rowan as, let's say, weak. And I know that Rowan currently has an intimacy that needs to be replaced because he has an intimacy versus his enemy who's been dead for a couple of sessions. I'm not asking you to take a limit from what your friend is saying and basically saying that you're not powerful enough. But what I want to know is, how does Rowan feel about this? Because it has come up at least 3 times by my count of "you can't stop me."
Yeah, it wasn't meant to be insulting.
He's not wrong. Rowan's not exactly a fighter or anything. He survives. He gets out of the way. The best he can do is delay people. And that's... I think he's underestimating how powerful that can be.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that also factors into it. Rowan often doesn't want it as badly as other
Yeah.
exalts do in this. Some people want it really badly, and Rowan sometimes doesn't go right.
I think it's more that he feels betrayed by End of Sadness
Okay.
than anything.
That's fair. And that's what I'm looking for. I wanted to know what your feelings were on that, because I think we're definitely getting the Layla feelings, and I feel like that everything has told us where that Rigel stands on it, considering that End of Sadness is willing to literally let them win the Ascension War. But Rowan, I wanted to know where that he stood on everything.
And also internally, Rigel, knows exactly how far End of Sadness is going to go based on our conversation about that splendor.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but also Rigel knows that, if we kill him, that wasn't the option earlier, but that also means he get the soul.
This is intentional, dude. No. You don't get it. This is all part of the plan. There are two ways this is going to go down. Either all of us walk out of this room, or one of us doesn't. Either way, Rigel's going to win, because Rigel is in charge here. Rigel is literally royalty, and we're sitting on the corpse of a nation that proved that being royalty just makes you better than your fellow man.
Yes, I wanted to know how that Rowan felt about that.
Yeah, this is definitely going to form an intimacy. I'll have to probably think of one over the weekend. But
prove myself.
Yeah, that does put him at 9 limit.
You know what?
One more.
One more.
You know what? I really feel like that prove myself is worthy.
Yeah, that's solid.
Is a good intimacy to pick up from this.
It's tangible.
I'll consider it.
Okay. Unpause. Let's get back to the drama.
Oh my fucking Christ. Buddy. Before all this happened, but just setting aside the idea, the assumption that there's no one else out there like us, how would you have felt before all this, before you had a head full of gears and a heart full of heavy water, it sounds like, Jesus Christ, how would you have felt about going 12 rounds with Floyd Mayweather?
I don't know who that is, I'm sorry.
I mean, right, at 60. Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he would have definitely murdered me in a fight.
Do you know anybody who you would have felt confident sending up against him?
Nope.
How about everybody you knew all at fucking once?
Probably not, no.
How about everybody in the entire fucking state where you lived all at once?
I mean, I wouldn't want to be the first 30 guys, but maybe.
So, I understand you're disappointed, and I understand it seems easier to try and conquer the entire world and solve all of its problems than to deal with your personal bullshit. I really do. And I don't even disrespect the sentiment behind it, but there's a thing called fucking pacing.
Why? Who says?
Do you really feel up to fighting all of the G1 nations at once, plus all these other supernatural assholes, plus every branch of this fucking hellhole?
It's not really
plus
the plan.
Whatever the fuck Mithras is, plus all the vampires, plus all the goddamn mages, or can we maybe handle this piecemeal and not bring down 14 shitstorms on our head at the same time?
The plan isn't to attack the world at once, but I understand your concern. And, the fact that you don't really know what the
right now
plan
you
is,
appear to be hacking every major nuclear mainframe at the same time, and that's going to be plenty to have our fucking hands full with.
A hack doesn't... Once I gain access, that doesn't mean they'll know I have access. But yes, I understand what you're saying. People will notice, and yeah, we'll have to take appropriate action for that.
The rest of us actually do sleep, and it's sort of important. Layla gets up and walks around the table, and she puts both hands on End of Sadness's shoulders. I respect the sentiment, but you need to be a little bit smarter about how we're doing this.
I don't know, Layla. Every day of my life, I've been told that we've been moving too fast. Even before I knew you all. And you know what that got me? It got me a bunch of dead relatives and friends, and nothing. In 2 years, really 1 year as far as this calendar is concerned, because we time travel, I've saved more people than I ever did before. I have more power now to help and nurture and grow other people's lives than I did when I ran an entire commune of people dedicated to that. Our powers let us save this world, and we can save it, but we can't let it keep going the way it is. And Layla, like, look at the news. There's stuff going on there that's even. There's stuff. You know the stuff we dealt with like a week ago, or no, like a month ago now at this point, where we stopped a guy from ending the world? That world was going to end. Like, again, like there was going to be a doomsday. It would have been game over, and we had to stop it. We're already doing this, Layla. It's already happening. These things are happening across the planet.
There are 4 of us.
And
One fight at
someone
a
like
time.
us out there is going to do exactly what I do and gain first strike capabilities against the world. Every one of these countdowns is me trying to stop something bad from happening before it happens. I'm trying to prevent catastrophe.
What does your perfect world look like in your head?
In my head, what a perfect world looks like, I never got that far. I never got that far because I never really believed I'd get that far, Layla. Honestly, I was just happy to think, you know what? I'll do my best and I'll die and no one will remember me, but I'll know I tried because this is a mundane world. There's nothing going on in it that wasn't going there's nothing going on in the dark that was ever going on in the light. You live, you die, and you try. And then 5 seconds before that was supposed to happen, a demon rat showed up and told me, "No, no, 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 no. You're not someone who tries, you're a war criminal. You're someone who makes the world worse. Join with me. I'll give you unlimited power, and we'll burn this place to the ground in our image." And because I'm a coward, Layla, I said, "Yes, please." And then I realized everything I ever did in my life was for nonsense. I don't know what a perfect world looks like, Leia. It's impossible to comprehend because I've never seen what a good world looks like. I've never seen what an adequate world looks like, Layla. But I can try. And if not
Layla crouches
us, then
down next to them.
who?
Real quick,
Mhm.
when you guys find a dramatic stopping point, please let me know.
Sure.
Will do. So one hand's now on the back of End of Sadness's chair, and the other's just gesturing. Nothing in particular, just like painting an invisible picture in the
Yeah,
air.
sure.
So here's the thing: there isn't a fucking perfect world, and nobody really wants one who has any idea what the fuck that would look like. And if they do, they're wrong. Here's what people want: basically what we have, but better for most people and less shitty. Where the bad people don't just get to win every fucking time. And there's enough money, and there's enough food, and there's a place to sleep. That's it. That's all it fucking takes.
I don't know, Layla.
That's all it
Oh,
fucking takes. And
oh.
it's a lot. It means putting paid to all the fucking shitlords out there. It means doing something about the fucking monsters that it turns out are out there preying on people, biting them fucking open, eating them, stealing their souls, for Christ's sake.
But who says? Like, who says
Everyone. That's what
no,
everybody wants.
no.
My crew doesn't want to be doesn't want to live in a flying fucking palace where nobody ever stubs their toe.
We live in a world that is literally defined by
People want to have their
supernatural-
pubs and their homes and their friends and 3 squares a fucking day. That's enough. That's plenty to shoot for. I'm not telling you to shut it down. I'm telling you to stop fucking panicking. You thought we were going to come in here and have a big and turn into monsters and have a fucking slug out in the middle of this boardroom? For fuck's sake. We can make the world a better place. It just takes a lot of fucking work and a lot of work together. I'm saying I'm with you, but calm the fuck down.
Okay. Real quick. I would like everyone here to give me a perception and alertness roll.
I'm actually better at that
Perception.
because my unwoven coadjutator leveled up.
I would like everyone to give me a perception and alertness roll.
Difficulty.
Difficulty is going to be 6.
For me, it's only 4.
However, because you're dealing with someone with arcane, that's going to take away 4 dice.
You bitch.
That would be a fucking 0 dice.
Fuck. I just got my penalty reducer.
Let's see if I can actually use my.
I'm not rolling. Don't even talk. I'll spend a willpower. Don't even fucking talk to me.
Okay.
Spend a willpower.
No, don't worry about spending
That was
willpower.
a difficulty 4 roll for me because I got my fucking demon guide up to level 4. You bastard.
Welcome to Arcane.
Welcome to Arcane.
I guess I'll use my excellency in my observation stuff.
Yes, I use my excellency as well.
Okay, let's see if you all can beat her stealth roll.
I got a 2 on 2 dice.
You did not beat her stealth roll.
I got an 8.
Oh, come on.
Okay. I will say that Rigel can see Millie.
What fucking charm is it you keep using? I forget its name.
Heaven turning calculation.
Yeah, Heaven Turning Calculations has turned out to be the MVP of this fucking campaign.
Yeah, it's a real workhorse.
Somehow Millie has snuck into this room. None of End of Sadness's technological observation terrors and everything has noticed her. She has come in, and the only person who sees her is Rigel. And she realizes that Rigel can see her, because she's pretty good at awareness.
Meanwhile, Layla is
Meanwhile,
still plowing on. And also, you should probably fucking apologize to Rowan. He's probably got a secret ability to like throw you into a different universe where, I don't know, fucking Disney World is affordable.
Meanwhile,
you don't know.
Rowan and Layla, I would like you both to roll me a willpower roll.
Whoa.
Difficulty 6.
Okay.
Obviously, you can spend some willpower on this if you want.
I mean, I got 6 successes.
Okay.
I got... Let me see.
Before you tell me you can spend a willpower, I will let you know you do need more than 1 success.
You said difficulty 6?
Difficulty 6.
Okay, yeah, that would be why the roll came out fucked up. 2 successes.
Rowan, for a moment, you have a very sudden, intrusive thought. Rigel sees this as Millie whispering in your ear. The intrusive thought is simply, End of Sadness is off his fucking rocker. He doesn't respect you. You should do something about that. And you push it away. You're not aware of Millie's presence, but that intrusive thought is there. That's essentially her social role.
It's
that she made
mirroring
from
the
stealth.
actual thoughts I'm having, so it's not unusual.
On the other hand, with only 2 successes, Layla, versus Millie's 4 at subterfuge
Nice.
and manipulation, you absolutely do get that thought that End of Sadness is off their rocker. That maybe you should take them up on that offer. Maybe they're a little too far gone. And Rigel, you do see Millie whispering this to Layla. It's a little hard to point out someone who is literally invisible to other people, but
well,
there
I
is
guess,
some shit going on.
See that she is trying to sneak about and be sneaky. The moment that she's like sort of by herself, then Rigel turns around on his swivel chair with the Death of Sea Butterflies, halfway through casting. And okay, you need to explain yourself, Millie. Which side are you on?
Oh, sir! Wow, I was not expecting you to. Actually, let me find Millie's voice real quick here.
It gets Layla's attention right as the first couple of coils of green fire curling up from under her fingernails on the back of the chair. So that's a good time to interject.
So you all see Millie suddenly appear, operate, whatever you want to call it, inside of a chair with her leg crossed over one another and kind of swivel towards each other. Rigel, you saw her literally kind of teleport over to the chair and then swivel. It was way less impressive than to everyone else.
Discontinuity.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you need the actual excuse me. I was yawning there for a second. If you need the actual charm that she used the
movement charm.
Yeah, the movement charm that just lets her just kind of the inexorable advance. That's the one.
Yeah, that would be a perfect dodge against the butterflies.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I need to.
It lets her do a 30 yards per success, and it's basically it's not a teleportation, but she just omits where that she was. But it's way less impressive because you saw her, and then you saw her sit down, and then spin the chair with her legs. Way less impressive than to everyone else.
Okay, so should we pause here?
Yeah, you know what? That sounds like a great place to pause.
Yeah, we're at 1 hour and 7.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds good.
And pausing. And we're back.
All right, so now that we're back, I think that it's dramatically appropriate to say that Millie turns around and looks to you all. She is in a pretty plain, kind of suit dress, or suit kind of thing. Looks to you all with her fingers crossed and just kind of goes, so, have you all decided on what you're going to do then? So I can report back to my boss.
Who
Sort
the
of in the
fuck
middle
is
of
this,
thrashing
and
out.
who the fuck invited them?
Wow. Layla, your friend is very
Layla goes to smack the back of End of Sadness's head with the fucking high back chairs in the way.
End of Sadness, I've been Layla's benefactor.
Millie,
and in
I
fact,
know who you are literally. I mean, what the fuck are you doing here, and what are you trying to pull? Rigel doesn't bust out the butterflies for nothing.
I mean, Rigel didn't bust out the butterflies. He just threatened me with the butterflies.
Yeah, and they say I'm counterintuitive when I talk. Cool. You weren't invited to the maybe team building murder exercise.
No, I wasn't, which I find very upsetting. I thought I was a part of the team. But clearly, I was mistaken. So listen, whatever you all are doing, can it wait another 2 months? And she kind of has this like eye rolling look on her face.
Glances over at the countdowns. Not
Probably
looking
not.
that way at the moment.
What do you want?
Hey, attitude. She said she opened a bunch of Nazi killing, you remember?
Uh-huh, yeah. I also remember a lot of people we know end up being not what they seem. And again,
Okay, but those were
Rigel
definitely
doesn't bust
real
out the
Nazis, and we
butterflies
really killed them.
for no reason.
That counts for something.
Like, hey, Rigel, were you busting out the butterflies for no good reason?
Now, what's going on?
I would like.
Why were you skulking, and why were you about to frag everything in the room? Not that there's much room left at this point.
I also noticed that you're kind of pointing those butterflies at me too. I don't appreciate that.
No, I'm just pointing towards her.
Why?
Well, she was sneaking in, and she's working for Mithras, the person that, pretty much declared war on Doisetep.
And me.
Yes,
And my
End
cult.
of Sadness.
What? Who did the what?
Oh, right. I didn't fill you in on that. We hadn't got past whether or not I lived.
Yeah, we keep having this bad habit where you don't fucking do that.
Yeah, cool. I was in my hell sleeping, so the Vire really had this conversation, but I got filled in later.
Oh, the fucking Vire. Fuck me.
You remember that wizard vampire, that piece of shit that came into my cult and killed a bunch of my people, and we took him off never to be seen again?
Ancient Sword of the Blood God. Yeah.
He showed up in my hell to give me a message from Mithras that basically said, "We're at war now, lol."
Millie just kind of goes, "It's not wrong. It's not the line, but he's not wrong."
Yeah, he said something similar right before I boiled him in nuclear acid for fuel.
Oh, that's cute. You can boil an entire vampire.
No. Not an entire vampire once. Forever. People in my hell don't dissipate when they die, Millie. It lasts forever.
Ah, okay. Neat. Sounds like a great hot tub.
I thought we were gonna try and set up a thing and maybe unthink this ancient Assyrian assholes problem. Like, have you met the stars? They're lovely people, and they've got a Hogwarts that isn't as shitty as like the real one.
I guess they have toilets. So they have
toilets.
Yeah,
they do have the toilets. They do have toilets.
Oh, that's great. When Twitter exploded about how that wizards clean up their own poop with magic, just couldn't get behind it anymore.
Was that a technocracy psyop?
No.
In the world of darkness? It fucking was. Holy shit. Okay, back in here.
No, it wasn't. That was actually her being completely insane, believe it or not. The technocracy actually tried to cover it up. Didn't work.
Why are you?
Twitter's too volatile.
What are we doing? We're standing in a bunch of bodies of CEOs. What's going on?
And why the fuck aren't we ass deep in cops? I was wondering about that as well.
Oh yeah, fun trick.
Please explain that to them. End of sentence.
Fun trick, Layla. When you spend as much time as I do hacking and creating intelligent hacking computers to do whatever I want, eventually, anytime a cop tries to cross me, they get a pager that one of their family members is in the hospital, or that someone is suing them, or that they have to head down to the courthouse right now because they're being charged with something, and they run.
It's amazing the things you can do when you're not in America.
Yeah. No dispatch is being called out for this. They're told it's a movie if they even try, and that they won't get their pension if they do. Or if they get too close, I just take away all their money. And then they have to go deal with that and quit and do something else. Why would they do this job if they're not getting paid? It's very easy to stop emergency responders from doing stuff if you want.
There are very few people on the police force, Layla, that actually believe in these things. So, kudos to those who do it for the love of the job and are actually moral and upstanding people.
All cops are bastards. Got it. What? Why the fuck are you in here sneaking around? Rather than, I thought we were going to try and work this thing with Mithras out.
I thought you all were going to leave London. I thought
No,
my
clearly
warnings
fucking
were
not.
pretty clear.
When has that ever worked?
A girl can hope.
Your master's trying to destroy the world and kill 8 billion innocent people.
My master is trying to bring everyone in this world to the heaven they deserve.
See, that's the sort of statement that has just enough qualifications for me to think it means exactly the opposite of what it sounds like. And yes, I'm perfectly aware I'm standing next to another fucker who likes to make statements like that, but I think I've got this one's bullshit mostly sorted out.
It's not bullshit, Layla. I just know what I am.
Adults talking.
That I want to clarify. That was Brendan out of character laughing, right? Not Millie, who is like trying to keep super serious right now. What is heaven or hell to you, and to Sadness?
A bunch of people running for as long as they want, and then stopping when they want, eating when they want, resting when they want.
That sounds horrible.
Uh-huh.
They're not moving towards anything. Do you understand how humans work? They want to move towards something. They want to find the next great thing.
No, they don't. But go on. Let's hear what the Assyrian murder god thinks heaven is.
She pours a glass of red wine, takes a swig of it for a moment, thinks about it, and then downs the whole thing and sets the glass down, almost to be as dramatic as possible. Heaven is knowing your own fate. That's what Mithras will give all of us, you four included. There is no worry about choice or destination or the question of what is next. You will know perfectly. And then you can live life happily. That's what Mithras wants to give everyone, is a happy life. Without worry.
Layla raised a hand. Question, what if my fate sucks and I'm not fond of it?
If your fate sucks and you're not fond of it, you change it in your head, and then your heaven tells you where it goes next. It's not a fate without choice. You have to understand, it's a fate where that you know where all of your choices will lead, so you can make the best choice.
And how does that intersect with other people?
It
coalesces. Right now, he thinks that his best choice is to fuck around with a bunch of nuclear codes, and I'm trying to convince him to chill the fuck out.
The heaven that Mithras will give all of us will allow everyone their own choice to do whatever they will with the world that they live in.
Exactly how does that work? Because I think I've seen the starts of it outside. It doesn't feel pleasant, by the way.
Oh. How exactly does it work? Well, you see, it... And then she just starts speaking gibberish. It looks like she's trying to explain it to you all. But no language charm can translate this. There is...
Shit. My language charm.
Oh no, my new
Wait, hold up. I forgot you actually have a language charm for this. Shit. Never mind. Ritcon.
Somebody bought it. Somebody bought it.
Somebody bought it. I can't say that. That charm got bought,
Wait,
so
wait.
let's get a use out of it.
That's from earthly language.
I don't know. Let's talk to the person who has some experience with I guess more experience with demon than me. Holden, do you think that translating the angelic language into English would work? Would that work with a charm?
Or someone trying to understand angelic using
Oh, thank you.
Exalted.
You already posted it.
Yes.
Fuck it. Let's say yes.
Okay.
This is kind of otherworldly, but it's not. But I mean, fuck, like, mages have been cracking into Enochian for a long time.
May as well.
Like, there's a non-zero chance, like, just with his background, right, he'll already knew the shit to start with.
Okay. So. Millie takes a moment. And she thinks for just a second. But it seems to drag on 4 minutes. Maybe it has some meaning to that. Maybe she's using a charm for that. But to you all, it is both her keeping her hands clenched for 2 minutes and also a single second, which to at least the two of you who have experienced time dilation kind of recognize that a little bit. And then she starts to speak. She says, Mithras is planning to achieve a status within heaven, at which point, once that Mithras can ascend to the throne of heaven, he will, according to him, accelerate time by an exponential amount. The universe itself will continue onwards, and we will all be made aware of everything as it moves forwards. Exponentially. I cannot stress this enough. Seconds will turn into days, days into years, years into millennia. And we will all be aware of every choice that can ever and will ever be made. And then we will be deposited back at the time of his ascension to heaven with that knowledge, so that every human who was, will be, and is, can make the correct choices going forward to make the best world possible. That is Mithras's heaven.
Cool. He has a nice pitch. What are his methods?
He's going to get
How does
to
he-
heaven?
How does he treat his worshippers? How does he treat common people? How did he treat all those people he stepped on along the way with his fucking minions, like Alexi or you?
He saved me. I was
What have
going
you
to
done for him?
I was going to die in a week after this.
No, I'm not asking him how he treated you.
You
I'm
just asked how
asking you-
he treated me.
I'm asking you how he treats the people he steps on, the people you take care of on his behalf, the people Alexi took care of on his behalf, his cultists, the people that he hurts along the way, his methods, not the fucking plan to make the world perfect, the corpses he's making.
Wait, what do you mean he saved you? No, I do care about that. Let's rewind.
I got the same fucking gift that you all did. Well, kind of. Sona. It wasn't right. It wasn't as good as you all. You ever feel like you're in too old of a body?
Not since this started, no, actually, now that you mention it.
You ever feel the weight of a year in 8 hours?
I take it you're referring to something more than like a flippant response about waiting in line at the government office.
As much as I wish that I was just referring to the government office. Which, by the way, they have still not given me my new driver's license at all. Cannot seem to find it. Paperwork gets lost along the way. It's the worst here. I don't understand how you all have made such a splash. It is the worst. I've been trying to get people's attention so much. I've literally done news interviews that get lost. There are Doctor Who tapes that are easier to find than my own interviews in the last 5 days. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. The only person I seem to be able, well, people, but person I seem to be able to make remember me are people like me or other supernatural. So, Leela, you, or Mithras, who fixed me after I got back from a hell.
Fixed you how? Fixed what?
Well, according to my own little calculations, after the week that I spent, I'll make mention. Millie looks about roughly what you think that like a 35-year-old woman would look like.
Mm-hmm.
After that week, I aged about 15 years. Layla, it
What?
was my 21st birthday last week.
Rapid blinking.
Whatever happened to me when I was at fucking Stonehenge fucked me up.
A time travel adventure.
You could call it that. I walked through one of the henges, and then I spent 85 years growing old. Had kids. grandkids too. And then I came back, and here I am. And then it tried to catch itself back up to what I felt. Like timelines were trying to fix themselves.
So you're saying what? You aged too fast? What does that have to do with Mithras? I mean, it's horrible, but
I went back to Stonehenge. And I thought that it would fix it if I went through the henge again. And instead, I went through and I heard a voice. It was him, Mithras. He said he'd stop the aging. He said he'd stop it all. All I had to do was do some work for him. You know. Do some work for him. And she gives this like distant look. What was I going to say? No? At the rate I was going to die in a month. And you know, Layla, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Because I didn't mean for what that I did to you, or to that architect, or giving those reports to Endron or to the US government to get this fucking out of hand. But
wait, that was you?
that was Mithras.
A lot of good people died in that Endron disaster, you know?
yeah, I know. And there's not a day that goes by that I don't regret it. But what are you going to do when someone holds your own life accountable? Not accountable, when someone holds your own life in their hands.
Are they still holding your life in your hands? Like, are you powerless here? Are you like, I don't know.
They are what is stopping the aging from happening.
Oh, you're not a loyal follower. You're being blackmailed. Okay. I'm sorry. I just caught up, Layla.
I'm still catching up.
I think she got Go.
Millie looks to Layla and goes, "Please, Layla, understand, and I'm so sorry about this, and I'm so happy about what that you all have done. I'm the one who told Andrew Parker about your band. I'm the one who made sure that everything happened the way it did."
Eyebrow twitching now. And why?
Because Mithras said it's the way to a better world. I'm the one who got the resume for Sean to the Nefandis.
Has it occurred to you that all of his paving stones toward this heaven seem to be bricked over with fucking suffering?
Once I saw what he did to you, yes.
He's got you between the rock and the fuck.
That's why I tried to teach you. That's why I tried to help. That's why I've been here to help out.
The first thing I did when I realized that I was a god was make sure I had rules so I wouldn't do exactly what Mithras is doing to people. First thing I did.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, Sadness. If you were... Do you think... I don't know if you two are cut from the same cloth. But if I had to choose... between Mithras and the four of you, I'd... And she kind of like thinks for a moment. I'd choose the four of you. And as soon as that she says that, you can see the the look on her face get a little bit more gaunt, as the skin is pulling a little bit tighter against the bones, as if she's a little bit more malnourished. She's not looking the best, but she is, for once, to the four of you, being honest.
You ask
Why
what
don't
heaven and
you?
hell mean, and heaven is an empty seat, and all the devils of hell are scrambling for it. And that includes me, and that includes... She bangs an elbow against End of Sadness's blood-spattered leather armchair. But I get the feeling most of them want it for bad fucking reasons. They want to do bad fucking things to people with it.
I didn't even want it. I just wanted to leave.
And I just want the chair to stay fucking empty. I don't think this world needs a god. Just some people to fucking look after it.
You should choose us then, Millie. I mean, you came in here pretty hot defending Mithras, and now you seem to have come all the way around who he sucks and stuff. You should choose to side with us.
I can't.
Why?
He's stopping me from dying within the next few hours.
I mean, why don't you just stop dying of old age? Like, make the conscious effort to choose not to do that by having it cured, not halted.
Do you think that you can cure this?
I don't think I know. I don't know. Actually, no, Layla, before you even get there, I don't think I do. There's a comma in there.
Oh my god.
End of Sadness.
Millie, just say I wish I wasn't aging at a crazy fucked up rate.
I don't know why no one's asked me that yet. It's literally the only thing I do.
End of Sadness. If you could please give me a roll to see if you can defeat her intimacy of I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. Or not, I won't look. It's basically wishes aren't granted for free.
I bet they aren't.
Ain't no free lunch.
Is that a charisma roll?
It would be a charisma and leadership roll. I would absolutely give you either one of those specialties that I see that you have.
Transparently and delightfully devilish?
Yeah. Which do you feel like you're being? Delightfully devilish or transparent?
I'm being both. That's the charm.
Okay. Well, then you get both. I don't know what getting two specialties gives you, but you get it.
I would like to ask for the 2 bonus dice for my demonic guide for her, even though she's sidereal, because I get it for interacting with Banes or Denizens of Hell. She literally is the cat's paw puppet of an archdevil.
Yeah, You know what? I'll give that
As
to you.
Despair 7 starts harmonizing my thoughts properly to convince her to give in to the devil. All right.
Yep.
9, so 9, 18, 20 dice. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 6.
And you get double pens, and I'm assuming ones do not subtract.
No, that's not where we are right now. We're in a different country. 12 successes.
12 successes. Excellent. You have beaten her willpower of 7.
And Sadness will not like jumping like a big fool like they usually do, but like they will get up onto the table, walk over to Millie is, put out their hand and say, "You should just accept me, the Antichrist, into your heart and wish to fix your fucking shit and serve under us, because it's better to rule in hell." What's so punk about the status quo, Millie?
She looks to you all and says, "Do you all at least have a cool name? Like, as a group?"
We actually don't.
Enough of the divine. Nah.
No. No, I don't.
The Werewolves of London.
I don't know what to tell you, Millie. I don't know what to tell you, Millie. I'm a triple divinity. I have a bunch of different people inside of me, and I'm also a place, not a person. I don't know what you want from that. I don't go much further than that.
Then, to this group that I believe will bring about a better reality than the heaven Mithras promised, I wish I didn't age so quickly.
You should
And
phrase
I
it.
want to help you all.
All right. I'll flare my anima. Why wouldn't I?
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't I?
As
Well,
your
the Geiger
anima
counters.
flares, it mingles with her own anima as the planetary alignment of Saturn is drawn in, as the planetary alignment of endings is kind of mingled with your own anima as her mayfly curse is dissolved. And then, in turn, because it's now not holding anything back, her intimacy to Mithras is also dissolved, as well as her Gaius. Millicent is now your ally, not just a mentor.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
It's end of Sunday. This is what we talk about with the radiation.
You'll live. Millie, I think we need to wrap some things up here just real quick. So, Layla, what were we talking about? Yay or nay on killing me?
Oh, that's a mood whiplash.
Will you please settle the fuck down and talk things through this before you go doing something huge and crazy if there's any fucking alternative to it?
Rigel and I already solved that problem. It was the only way to make sure you'd feel safe with me around if you wanted some sort of assurances. Rigel, bring out the jar.
The heart cage thing.
Yes, the heart cage thing, jar, Coptic urn, whatever, the cool thing, the lava lamp. Get the lava lamp.
Sure, I take out a
Wow.
large suitcase.
Cool.
You all are so prepared.
Right?
By the way, I'm going to, in the chat, very quickly share Millie's character sheet, as well as I will note that the character sheet is titled with her sidereal title.
Nice. All right.
Lila climbs up onto the table so she's at least eye to eye with him. Did you really go 60 years without ever having just a normal fucking friend?
I had people I worked with that I thought were my friends, but they put me in charge of them. So I can't be friends with people I lord over. One cannot be friends with their master, even if they put them there, willingly. That's not how it works. That's not how leadership works, Layla.
Uh-huh. And you think that I'm your, loyal lackey and follower?
No, I think we're both
Good,
loyal lacking
good, good,
follower
good.
of...
I was okay.
No,
I
Layla,
was okay.
I think
Yes.
we're the loyal lacking follower of Rigel, the guy who's about to be in charge of the world. I was
That's
hoping you guys are my friends.
that's
I
adorable,
just
dear.
don't know what it looks like.
So okay, so you have no fucking idea how friends work.
Not
I'm not
really.
asking you to like give me your testicles in a fucking lead-lined vault.
Oh, you're late for that, Layla. Makes a knocking sound on their pelvis.
Ugh.
I am just gonna
Oh.
like stand in this corner and
You
ignore
all
this
were
conversation.
super pissed off about it, okay? This is on you, not me.
I'm just
Millie's just gonna kind of like elbow Rowan, just be like, is he normally like this?
yes.
Hey.
Sorry, they.
All I'm asking is for you to just say yes. I will try to consider the rest of all of your fucking feelings before I go and do something fucking bonkers.
Do you think I don't consider your feelings?
We came here in the middle of you potentially kicking off World War III and just had to kind of find out about it off the back foot.
But like we did that whole thing with the time travel machine because you were sad.
Okay, we're not talking about personal consideration here. We're talking about like maybe loop us in before you break the universe if there's fucking time. Before you break the universe or turn the world upside down and
Yeah,
shake it
alright.
by the balls if there's time to. You'll do that for me?
Yeah, I can do that. I can keep you in the loop.
Thank you. And that's
Sacrifice.
and indeed the words of that pledge are inscribed in the air between their two surging animas for a few moments.
Yeah.
Lovely. I will hold you to that. That's all I need.
Alright.
Fuck's sake! And she just drops off the table into one of the rolling chairs, and it goes all the way back and like bumps up against the wall and slides back to the table.
No one's asked why some of the CEOs are still alive either. It's the best. They've been watching this whole thing.
Oh, they're still
They're
alive.
all
I didn't
dead.
realize.
No, there's
Some
still
of
a
them
few.
alive.
There's still a few that are still alive, and they're very
God.
excited about all this.
Well, I had to keep a few of them alive. Despair 7 and the Viator both...
She's not even listening. Layla is just rifling through one of their pockets to get a pack of cigarettes and a lighter out.
It's probably for the best.
Millie
have
gets you a
something-
lighter and a pack of the good cigarettes.
I had to have a few witnesses to the massacre, or else it would have been a secret, and our enemies would have found out about it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes
Hey, it made sense to me
perfect
when
sense.
Despair 7 told me about it, okay? I don't know what to tell you. Rigel, you're up next.
What about me?
Come up onto
Right,
the
what are we
table with the
doing?
goddamn urn.
Sorry?
All right, give me your hand.
Okay, I'll give you.
Okay, I take out a nail that's been turned into a knife from my other hand. I'm putting it over our hands. Okay, don't be a big pussy about this. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Don't be a big jerk about this. And I will stab our hands with the nail and shake on it.
I mean, if
Ow.
you stab your hands with a nail, I assume that's like at least a point of lethal damage.
Sure, whatever.
Sure, I'm sure you
Nuclear
have time
power.
to heal it.
Yeah, I have 87 health levels. I'm fine. Nuclear infernal power flows from my anima bonfire up through the handshake and the nail, up into you, up into the jar, and the heart starts beating with like green silver fire. I consign my soul to Rigel Star as per the terms of our agreement.
You're so fucking weird. Did you know that?
He needs it to
He
build
is-
a weapon.
They are absolutely the weirdest. But not complaining. So, would you all like some information on my former boss?
That sounds lovely. Now that you're not sort of beholden to him for your that's horrible. I'm sorry he did that to you.
Mm-hmm.
We're probably going to have a screaming match about like the vampire thing later, but I'm sorry he did that to you. That's fucking bullshit.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry about the vampire thing. We can totally yell about that once we've saved the world.
Okay, but now that you're not sort of Stockholm syndromed into having to justify his bullshit, what is he actually planning?
Oh, like, did you not hear my entire explanation about universal acceleration through like time exponential?
It sounded like he was trying to wad time up into a ball and eat it, but you kept trying to like pitch it like that wasn't a fucking batshit crazy bubble thing.
Oh no, that's exactly what he's trying to do. He thinks that by bringing himself to the throne of God, that he can predict everything and then can give everyone the perfect life that they've ever wanted.
So, I mean, what's his plan for like the first time I decide that it would be like really fucking keen if all of the assholes in the world, violently and painfully kick off, and they'd rather that
Oh,
didn't
well,
happen?
so Mithras is what you would call a fallen angel. So, like, I guess it's a he, has actually been to heaven. Like, that's where he was born. Right now, he's not exactly in heaven. He's kind of in 30, maybe 40 stone pieces out in the Western British Isles.
Right now he's in Brighton.
No, he's not in Brighton. He's in Stonehenge. She
Oh, no,
actually says that.
Stonehenge.
Wait,
Wait,
how many of those ICBMs do I have access to?
no, bad.
No,
Fine,
no.
fine.
Not until
like
the end of the
Stonehenge.
campaign you don't.
Fine.
Oh, yeah, no, he is possessing the entirety of Stonehenge. Anyway,
I can't believe I'm going to get to vandalize Stonehenge.
no, it's going to be really cool.
You're just going to turn into
Um,
Woodhenge, aren't you?
Here's
Woodhenge?
Woodhenge doesn't fucking exist. Get out of here.
That's we
Here's the thing about how he has explained heaven to me. If you sit on God's throne, which is his plan, you become God. Makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, biblically speaking, God decreed that all humans get free will. Like, you are free to choose where you want to go, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, still following.
So, in Mithras's perfect universe, he's going to take that away.
And there it fucking is.
Right. Yeah. See, that's where he's going to make the perfect universe. It kind of tracks as, being a harmonious, perfect place where no one can harm each other and everyone goes towards their best place and everything. But also, you kind of take away free will, which, well, let's be honest, kind of sucks. But I'll be real, I was kind of in a spot there. Until you guys came along.
I guess you were hoping for someone to stop him before he goes that far.
What the hell
Do
is
people
it?
still actually have working genitals in this like version of reality, or do they just like have the blurred out like the Sims?
Well, I mean,
once
how else are you going to have more kids?
Yes, how else? I wonder. Looking directly at End of Sadness.
My afterlife was an afterlife, not a place for humans to frolic and live like it was Earth, Layla. It had a different purpose than that. Earth was going to be Earth over here, and I was going to be not near it. Again, I didn't want to do that to all of Earth. I was super clear about that.
It was like some religion, they had that capacity.
We'll get you caught up on the in-jokes and their weird bullshit at some point. Continue.
I mean, that seems pretty much to be his plan. He does have a few lieutenants that I'm sure you're aware of, excluding myself. There's Teddy, the virtual adept, a master of time and space who is very good at ingratiating himself to people. There's Pleasance, let's call her a demon worshiper. That's about the best I could describe her as. Then
Lydia.
Lydia. Well, Lydia was in it for a little bit. We haven't been able to get contact with her for since before the New Year's, actually. It seems like she's gone dark. There was Xavier, but he's certainly dead by now.
Yeah.
But it's fine. Well, not it's fine. Actually, I should probably say it's not fine for you all. Mithras did replace him with, well, someone who's been messing with the dead. I'm sure if you all looked around and noticed, there have been a little bit more violent acts on the rise in the Greater London area. I don't know what this guy is. I've never seen anything like him. But she kind of looks down at her phone and goes, "Wait, I think I have an idea." And she scrolls through her phone very, very quickly.
While she's doing that, Layla is fiddling with one of those gold chased, clicky pens, like the really expensive ones, on the surface of the desk, and like looking at the executive next to her. Who is she sitting next to? Now that it turns out some of them are still alive.
Some female executive.
Cool. Cool. Layla, Millie's looking shit up on her phone. Layla is going to give her like the squinty stare, and use Naked Wicked Souls to find out exactly what is the worst thing that a Pentex executive has done.
I'd actually be interested to
What
know.
exactly? What kind of like evil corporation are we dealing here? What's the count?
Okay. So
That's a
villain.
So that's
We are about
perception
to
and
get-
empathy against the difficulty of target's wits plus subterfuge.
Okay. Wits plus subterfuge. Wits plus subterfuge. Let's see. This is a Pentex executive, so difficulty is going to be an 8.
8? Oh.
They're very witty and they are very good at lying.
Okay. I think I'll throw an excellency on for 14 dice there.
There it
It's
is.
difficulty 8.
So many dice.
Do I have an applicable insight for empathy? Does that sound
Oh,
like
yeah. You know what? Insight, I'll totally give you that specialty.
Okay, cool. Wow, only 2 successes.
Dang.
Nice. Difficulty 8. Difficulty 8 is, that can be a little spicy. I didn't roll any 10s.
How many successes did you say?
2.
2. Okay, with 2 successes. And I will do that in just a moment, Peter. With 2 successes, the sins that you notice from this Pentex employee is that, first off, I'm going to tell you my own headcanon on Pentex board members.
Oh boy.
They are completely and utterly hollowed out by the worm. There is not a single bit of individuality about Pentex board members. Maybe an Endron board member can have a little bit of individuality. Maybe a Black Dog Gaming person who's on the board can have a little bit of individuality, but a person in charge of the mega corporation of Pentex is completely and utterly, without a doubt, hollowed out by the worm. Their sins are too vast to number. The things that they have done in the pursuit of their goals are the kinds of things that would make enemies of creation blush. They have done horrific things to make the worm prosper in small ways, in big ways, to the point that their entire existence is the worm. How do you feel having something so unabashedly evil in your presence?
About the time Millie looks up from her phone, she sees Layla point that pen out and slam it right in the middle of that woman's throat.
Ah, odds.
There it is.
Do you
gonna
take the
have to
pen
find-
cap off so the blood can splurt? Bip, bip, bip.
I'm afraid you're gonna have to find some other messenger boys. These don't get to walk away.
They're not messengers.
If you could see what, I don't care what they are. If you could see inside of them like I just did, there's more humanity in a fucking cockroach.
Mm-hmm. That's how it starts. The realization, Layla. And then it drags you further and further over to where I am.
So at this point, as soon as you finish that up and like Millie just kind of like wipes some blood off of her phone, she shows you all this picture of a dude that looks like basically a fucking lich. Like skin peeled back, like as drawn tight as she can, or as
Slicked
drawn
back
tight as it
hair.
can. Slicked back hair. It's got kind of a black mullet going on. It actually does have a guitar on its back and some leathers. And it has a smile that is like everything. It looks very much like
It looks like a fucking Slayer album cover.
it very much looks like Eddie, the Iron Maiden mascot.
Which also
He's
looks
even
like
got the
the
axe.
Devastator. The antagonist
Yes.
from Princes of the Universe.
Mm-hmm.
Full circle.
Oh, I like him.
After you all defeat him, I will show you his character sheet. But for now, that's Mithras' new recruit. I don't know what he does, except for he's been resurrecting a lot of dead people. He just goes to graveyards and starts yelling at graves, and then people get up.
Because
Oh,
of fun at parties.
He's reversing the London Underground grave line something. What are they called?
Maybe.
Necropolis Railway.
There we go.
Oh, John.
Anyway.
She looks to you all, just kind of smiles. Do you all think you can take down Mithras and the rest of his crew? Because if so, I'm on your side.
We won't know until we try.
I know where he is, and I can help you all plan. I know his basic defenses. I don't know him at his full power or his people at their full power. but I can help.
I'm pretty fond of my free will, so I say we give it a shot.
What is it with demons and free will? They're so weird about it.
I mean, how hard will it be to glass Stonehenge?
Not hard, Rigel.
You'd
Not
be
hard.
surprised. There's, according to Mithras's documents that he shared with me, an obscene amount of it that's underground. It actually links up a little bit with the Hollow Earth.
Oh, Christ, not that again.
Well, I mean, I did have to send you all back there to make sure that he made it.
Wait, what?
50s Mike.
What?
The angel.
The angel. He got...
Said he was an angel, remember? He built a missile to go to heaven.
Well, he didn't fucking make it, did he? Jesus.
No, he didn't. And everything there needed to happen, because if it didn't, Mithras wouldn't have told me about you all.
Oh, this
I
time
wouldn't have set things. I wouldn't have set things in motion, and you all wouldn't be who you are now.
Well, then truly, in the most literal sense of the word, his kindness was his weakness.
Don't mistake who he was in the Hollow Earth for who he is now. Who he was there was a real person and someone worthy of your respect and your admiration. What he is now is a fucking monster.
Could we not, go back and stop it?
You already
from
messed with
happening?
time.
God damn it, Peter.
God damn it, Peter.
I'm declaring a moratorium on any more time fuckery. We've already got slap happy gems coming out of our ears.
Plus,
I
going back in
guess-
time and destroying him back then would be pointless. He's powerful now, and we can harvest that.
The other thing about that is that by changing his timeline from that point, you would be also interfering with your own,
God damn it.
which could cause some massive Back to the Future style backlashes. Like, End of Sadness could just start Marty McFlying right in front of us.
Never existing is not the worst thing in the world. The stakes have to be much more pressing. The stakes here are simple enough. Kill Mithras. Harvest his power for our own uses. Save the world.
I have qualms about that second part, considering the entire first part of the conversation that happened earlier today, which I was not a part of. By the way,
what are you talking about?
Never mind.
No, I've lost the thread here. What do you mean, Rowan? Help me out.
I mean the fact that you were about to nuke the entire world or pretend to nuke it.
What? No, god damn it. I was taking over the nuclear launch sites so I could have control of them and be able to lock down any launches that happened, or at the very least, launch them all into the ocean. And before we go, oh my god, that'd be catastrophic for the ocean, it wouldn't. It just wouldn't. It'd be a little worse than an Endron oil spill, but we have 8 of those a year, and literally no one's doing anything about it. There were a whole Panama Papers about this.
Look.
I mean, water is great absorbing radiation, so...
Yeah, it would diffuse it. It would absorb and diffuse it.
Yes, I know the science. That's besides the point.
All right, I'm glad we know the science.
Okay.
That's all I wanted. That's all I was cared about.
So we're all on the same page. We're going to go and take out Mithras.
Yeah, I mean, this is the most elaborate
evil wizard,
This is the most elaborate suicide plea I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, we'll go take him out for him.
Excellent.
I guess the nuclear option would be going back in time to stop this. But if we stop him, at least we save free will by sacrificing ourselves.
We don't have to go back in time and stop him. We just stop him now.
So what? Wait, Okay, so a lot of things happened in the last. By the way, are the other execs just sitting there waiting for us to get around to killing the rest of them? Because
They literally are. Like, I'm
Layla has-
sacrificing them on the
Layla
altar.
has no plan to let any of them walk out of this room.
They're not meant to walk out.
They don't want to walk out of this room. That's the weird thing about it.
Yeah, Layla, watch. You get on the altar.
Sure.
Okay, now slap yourself in the face. All right, cool.
I don't know if that came through the mic, but I did
It
actually
did.
just slap myself with. Okay, cool.
All right, and Assassin will pick up the sacrificial dagger and sacrifice them through the heart, and it'll grow this area a little bit. Wow.
I need to leave. I need to go.
Wait.
Should we sacrifice a big deal for you guys now?
Millie looks to Ro and goes, "Wait, hold up. I want to get a sanctified deal here. Everybody, put your hand in the center. Say your given title, so that Layla can sanctify it, so that we know that we're all going to fight Mithras."
I, End of Sadness of the Typhon Divinity, along with the Viator of Null Space and Despair 7, and of course my little buddy Whispers of the Labyrinth, hereby state that we, with all intention, all of us are going to go in and kill Mithras. No questions asked, no talking him down, no negotiating, no laying him spare. Leaders don't get to live after we've killed their minions.
If nobody else is going to pick it up, Millie's going to go next. Millie puts her hand in and goes, "I, Millicent Smith, title the End Singer, will make sure that Mithras is taken down."
I mean, Layla's going last, so
Yeah.
Okay, Rowan, would you like
I'm
to
just
start?
looking at Rigel and Rowan now.
I don't
What
know
am I supposed?
Yes.
What am I supposed to do? You. End of Sadness. You just betrayed. Are we not going to?
What's up, Rowan?
You literally just called me useless just a moment ago. Why do you even want me here? I'm going.
Oh shit, is he limit breaking right now?
Oh shit, it's happening. No, Rowan,
shit.
you're not. You know what? If he wants to leave, let him leave. We can talk to him later if he's really upset right now. Plus, I just killed someone in front of him. We killed like 2 people in front of him. He hates that.
You were being kind of a dick earlier, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, it's the first time.
Yeah. Can you maybe
2
like
years
apologize to him?
Sure. Yeah. You know what, Rowan? Is Rowan still here?
I don't know. What do you think is more interesting?
That's what I'm asking. Like, if he's gonna leave, I'm not gonna be like, no, wait, come back. It's like, okay, well, he clearly wants to leave.
I mean, if you want to defect and join Mithras here,
oh my god.
Yeah, if you want to defect and join Mithras, like
Nega Rowan and Rowan together.
I mean, I honestly don't know because you guys, you pushed him out.
Anyway, if Rowan's still in the room, Rowan, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you feel useless. I should have chosen my words better when I was talking to Layla and respected what you contribute to, our lives and our friendship. Okay? I don't think you're useless. I just was very clear that if push came to shove, you would probably need to call everyone in to, kill me because it'd be difficult for you, right? You don't really like doing the things me and Layla do. And Rigel
I don't like doing them either.
Okay, yeah, we'll table that one. And Rigel tends not to get his hands dirty, but you don't like ending lives. Like, you're still very much there. You haven't gone so far over the horizon like I have. I respect that. It's good. That's what we need in this group. We need someone who's more human.
Then can I tell you to... You need to stop.
Stop what?
Never
Help me
mind.
out.
I don't even know how to process any of this. Mithras, obviously, he needs to be stopped. And I fine. Yes. Me, Sean Peterson. That's my name, by the way. Or Rowan. It's nicer. I'll help stop Mithras, but we've got to talk about this. You can't just What is going on? Just go on. Keep going.
I, Sir Rigel Star, the Celestial Sensor, will do everything in my power to stop Mithras.
I don't have a Jolly Pirate nickname.
You absolutely should. Why don't you?
Isn't it like the Citrine Knight or something?
We need to come up with some cool name for her.
Absolutely not. But
Oh
I,
no.
I mean,
but I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
have a
let somebody
nickname
fucking-
either.
Shh. But I'm not
She
going
who
to let
lives in her name.
I hate a lot of you.
The maiden of unlawful carnal acts.
Absolutely not. Now, I'm not making up a Jolly Pirate nickname for this, but I'm not letting some demon fuck over everything and everyone either. Yep, fucking he's going down. We got into this. He put us into this together, and he's gonna fucking regret it.
I agree.
She puts her hand out in the middle of the circle there.
Mm-hmm.
Ping.
The powers of hell will stop heaven.
By the powers of hell, we'll stop heaven.
There it is.
And cut.
And cut.
There we go.
And we better
Oh.
be doing this tomorrow because I used up a lot of essence in this.
Right?
Oh,
We
you
need to
guys
find the rest of the
absolutely are.
Gamma Cave.
I should let you guys know, Millie, before we actually do cut, Millie does give you all the name of the Lich who is resurrecting a bunch of people. It is Philip the Wise.
All right. Interesting.
Lich Philip.
I don't.
Prince Philip.
Prince Philip.
Oh my god.
Is that like a guy?
I told you I made this character and I told a bunch of friends about it and they said, if you don't do this fucking joke, we'll be very disappointed in you.
Instead, we're all disappointed in you. So, well,
So
It's
good.
fine.
All right.
Can't wait to show you his character sheet.
Are we crashing it? Or are we doing a little more here, or what?
I think that was a good outro line.
All right. Well, then I was Devin,
Brendan.
Peter.
Holden.
and this is
Sam.
Marshall. Shit. Sorry.
You're doing the outro, asshole.
I didn't mean to do that.
Redo the outro now?
All right. Sam, continue, please. I'm sorry.
That's all I had to say was my name. Hello, I'm Sam. Goodbye.
And
That was the end of the episode.
Sponsored by nobody. Signing off.
This game is a collaboration between A Pair of Dice Lost and Sponsored by Nobody podcasts. You can find us at apairofdicelost.podbean.com and sponsoredbynobody.podbean.com. You can find Exalted vs. World of Darkness over at holdenshearer.wordpress.com.